We're just gonna.
All right, we're live. We're not live, but
I was gonna say, are we recording or are we live?
Pulls
would
up
be
the
great.
stream on foot.
If we were live, I would have been like, uh,
I'm gonna look up Ty on
uh.
foot and see us all four of us just playing.
I'd be like, hi, and then immediately forget that we're live and say something outrageous.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Starts
Me too.
talking about
me too.
what we talked about last session.
Yeah, what?
That's my bad. That's.
I don't
So should
remember
we
how
all?
we got to that point. Yeah.
Did we roll?
My
and do the
brothers.
thing?
Oh yeah, so you all are gonna have to roll for initiative, so then we can.
I rolled a
We
17.
can figure out who's gonna do the recap. Not the entire recap, but just the order of like the recap, since we've been through 3 sessions now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be fair if you all individually did a recap. So
Oh wait, I have to roll. 12.
12.
I got a
17.
7.
You got a 7.
I rolled
So
17.
Lyric, I'm gonna make you go first.
Okay. So do you want me to just recap first and then character? Or?
You can. So we'll recap and then we'll do characters after all of us recap.
Okay. So first session, all of us got basically the same letter saying that we've been chosen to hunt down these cults and that we need to meet at this fountain on this day at this time, and basically track down these cults and figure out why they're operating and how to stop them. So we all meet up at the fountain. We see a creepy little dude. We go talk to him. Alice says that she's a seer. They all introduce themselves, and he goes, "Hey, go this way." We encounter a wall. I get thrown over a wall. Yeah, Kanara throws me over the wall. I can't exactly remember how Limbs got over the wall. Did you
I
just
jumped.
Okay, you jumped, yeah.
I wall
Okay.
jumped.
And then we walked through this other side of the town where we found this abandoned looking house. Walking inside, there was different things scrawled over the walls. We found the door, went inside that door. More things on the walls, a lot more hectic. There was a trapdoor we tried to open, didn't open. Someone started screaming at us. We tried to leave, the door closed, the trapdoor opened, we went inside. That was the end of our first little session.
So Ty, second session.
Oh, I didn't know that was how this was going. So second session, we we picked up off where in the house that has been mentioned. We were told to get out. We tried to leave. The door was locked. We were negotiating, trying to figure out what we could do. Eventually, the trap door opened up, so we went down there. And as we were, we went down the trap door, went through some tunnels, if I'm remembering right. We saw some paintings, right? Or were there carvings?
It was
I think they were paintings.
they were holographic panels.
Holographic panels of a goddess who invited townsfolk into their house, but the townsfolk were not thankful, and so she ended up killing them. And then as we continued on, we eventually met this corpse sitting on, was it a throne or just a chair?
A throne.
I thought
It was a throne.
That makes sense. So yeah, we met. There was a corpse sitting on a massive throne. Very intimidating encounter. Turns out the person's name was Thorn, and they know stuff about the group that we work for, as well as something to do with Alice. And as we we eventually had to leave. I forgot, was it collapsing or did we just leave?
It was like
The room
wrong,
started shaking,
Yeah, the room
like
started
violently.
shaking, so we had to leave. But luckily, you know, like the the incredible adventurer I am, I looted a corpse and I got a cool, awesome jacket. And the cool, awesome jacket
Covered
is
in
cool,
goo.
and it was covered in goo and blood and guts. uh, we left we eventually ran and escaped from this place. Realized that while we were down there, 3 days had passed without us knowing it, and the wear and tear of that had it started to take its toll, and so we found a tavern to hunker down in for the night, and that's where that session ended.
And then
The third session was kind of a short one, but short as possible. We started in the tavern. We started in the tavern and went downstairs, and we found a note on the job listings board where it said to meet up at a certain address and place. And so before we left for that, we went and had breakfast at the bar where Lynn's had a snark session with Kanara, to where Kanara went to a different table and was consoled by Alice. And then we ate their food. And then we ate their food, and then we went to the meeting place where it was a like working store, some sort of working store. And then the lady behind the counter led us back into a more open space, and then further into a different office area where we recounted everything that happened in the house and the cellar. And then during this like recounting,
Interrogation.
That's what I was gonna say.
same difference. During this recount, Kanara let it slip that she found this jacket on down there. Didn't say it was on a corpse, but it was down there. And then the lady got super like huffy puffy, and then she checked the jacket out, didn't see anything. Kanara then looked in the jacket, found a name, showed the lady. Lady got mad and said, "Are you sure you found it on the floor and not like on a body or something?" And then Lynn said something that almost slipped us up. Or no, what
I
happened?
took over and lied.
What happened was, lady asked, like, "Did you find where did you find this? Like, do you know who this came from?" And Lynn's said, like, "Not really. The corpse is too mangled for us to really tell." But then Kanara spoke over Lynn and was like, "No, we just found it on the floor." And then she was like, "Are you sure?" And then Alice took over and did a great deception check. And lady was like, "Okay, fine." And then she was like, "You guys can leave." And so we exited out of the room, and that's where we're starting today.
My +4 deception does wonders sometimes.
and we can do introductions in the same order, or we can just do random. So
We could do the same order, I don't mind.
okay, then Lyric, take it away.
So I play as Alice Orwell. She is a 19-year-old human girl that fell into Desikpara at this point, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, depending on how time works there. But it feels to her it's been that long. But she's her class is a monk. She has, really good strength, really good dexterity, all that fun stuff. I don't know what else to really say about her without spoiling all of it.
How does she look?
You're
What does she
good.
look like?
What does she look
What
like?
does she look
You're
like?
right. You're right. Obviously she's human. She's white. She's about, say, like 5'5". She's kind of short. But she's got black hair with like reddish pink streaks in it that are super faded out. She's got piercings, glasses, and she has a prosthetic arm because when she fell into this world, her arm somehow kind of just was gone. She doesn't remember how. So whenever she joined the Hall of Covenant, they gave her an arm. She's also a seer, which I kind of mentioned a little bit, but a seer is essentially a kind of a prophet sort of person for the Hall of Covenant. She can see glimpses into the future, usually voluntarily, sometimes not. Just depends.
Yeah, all right.
Slay.
I play Kanara Donaire in this campaign. She's I think 38-year-old woman, dark skin, hair tied back. Uh, usually in now she's usually found in the leather jacket she found, and like a tank top, like an undershirt, and just some like normal pants. She also has a prosthetic arm, although it is much more elaborate than.
Yours is like classified as the Augmentix thing. Mine is legit just a prosthetic.
Yeah, so also class wise, I'm an exemplar, but it's flavored towards, like, instead of divinity, it's mechanical stuff. But so my arm, the Augmentic arm, can do various things. It usually is just a large arm that spans from, like, the top, like,
Flashlight.
we don't.
Flashlight. Glow stick.
It does do a flashlight, but it's not only a flashlight. It has.
I'm sorry, just Alice holding it over her shoulder
Yeah,
and just
Yeah. Just
Lynn's calling it a glow stick.
But so goes from, she's like, I think 6'5" is what I said. Goes from like here shoulder to down almost towards the ankle, like at the ankle. A very large sort of mechanical arm. One can swap from having a claw-like hand to then a big, like, crushing jaw kind of thing for when that is more needed, as well as various other bullshit the arm can do.
all I imagine is this grappling hook.
We saw
Please.
a glimpse of we saw a glimpse of that ability.
Which Lynn's called that a yo-yo.
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Speaking of Lynn's,
Think of just like Mabel from Gravity Falls with a grappling hook.
Yeah.
That's what I see Kanara like. It's just like an older version of Mabel.
So real.
Sorry. My turn. Okay. I play as Lynn's Warner. He was 32 whenever he went into Desikpara. And so Lynn's looks to be some sort of cross between a tiefling and a sylph, where he has tiefling attributes like horns and like colors and stuff on his face and different patterns that coincide with different moods he's in. Like a happier, more neutral mood would be like purples and pinks, while a more like somber mood would turn to like more violets and like lavenders. And so he stands to be about 5'11". Other than his horns and colorful structures, he's all like black and misty, and he has longer hair that kind of just like billows and bubbles with the fog shifting. And the typical clothing he wears a kind of just forget what it's called on a page. It's the Eden, you know this.
Are you sure about that?
I know you know this. I know I should know this. The kind of like traditional garb that helps, that's very movement oriented, but it's all in all black to help like blend in more. And it's movement oriented. I can Google this so fast. Okay.
I don't really describe what Alice wears. It's kind of just think of typical like teenager in high school that does not care. That's usually what she's in, like a hoodie, jeans, and a tank top. She does not care.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nope, it ain't nowhere. Okay, cool. But it's nope, it's gone. Okay, yay. But yeah, kind of like an all black outfit that is more mobility oriented than protection, but it still offers some protection.
well, with that being said, so um, I probably should have asked y'all to do the recap second. So session 3, we ended off with a woman letting you all leave. So we will kind of little we'll
Make yourself a sippy sip.
Mhm. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit, um, mostly because at the very end of session 3, we kind of chugged through that. So so the woman will kind of push the door open, unlocking it in the process, and she gestures for you all to follow out of the room and deeply bows as you all walk out. I sincerely apologize for my behavior. I am willing to extend my assistance if there are any moments where it would be required. You all remain a vital part of the investigation, and I speak on behalf of the Sovereign in that we believe in your capabilities. And she kind of um, begins to type on her panel for a few seconds before it completely just pulverizes into thin air, breaking off into an assortment of particles. In her hand now lies these elegant, kind of ornate pouches. This is your compensation for finding what you have found so far. And as a gift from our sovereign to you all, please do not please do not be afraid to take it. And she kind of hands you all like a respective pouch from the pile. Kind of like she hesitates a little bit before kind of committing to placing them. Um, each each pouch consists of about 2,600 chips total. If you wish to
Damn.
fact check that, you will have to do that yourself. And
How
undoubtedly,
much
if
gold?
you're two, well, 2,600 chips.
Damn.
Um,
Cool.
and if you were to fiddle with the strings of the pouch and pull it open, there is indeed a multitude of ornamental chips, all donned in a ring of metallic feathered wings.
Pretty.
That's pie. Is that is that the motherfucking the pie? Is that the pie?
It's
Pie, is that
not.
the pie?
It's cake. I didn't know that was happening.
Cake.
I didn't know that was happening. I'm sorry.
Okay. Alice thanks her before walking out and like kind of does like a little like head nod before taking it and walking away.
Lynn's
And
kind of is just like taking the bag and is going like, This is walking out.
I'm just like, okay.
Hmm.
I try to interact with her as little as I can and just pluck it and leave.
I love that me and South just have
Mine's
dice
too big.
dice bags. Yeah, let's go.
Mine's gigantic.
No, mine
It
is
sounds in
little.
my head.
There's not many dice yet, but I am collecting more.
It'll grow. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
It'll grow. Before you leave, I wanted to say that your investigation. You
Breathe.
know, you know, you know.
I get it. English
Okay.
is hard. It's not like it's our first language.
It is not my first language, so go.
I know. That's why I said that.
I do be struggling. Anyway, backtrack, rewind. Your investigation will continue outside of Singularity's Blight. However, as you all are a part of a rather significant task, you have the choice to choose. What you don't choose will be taken care of by another group. You are to either investigate Bento or the heart of Stygian Eclipse.
What was the first option?
Zento.
Okay.
Do we know
So
what
you do-
Zento is?
Yeah, if we want to go west, that's Zento, and then if we want to go east, that's the Stygian Eclipse.
Not you.
Linz would actively do that. He'd be like,
Never eat soggy waffles.
Oh wait.
I got a compass.
There's also a compass on the map.
Oh yeah.
you have a compass in your arm?
Yeah. I need to know where due north is.
Okay, Girl Scout.
Okay, both of y'all need to shut up. Where are we going?
We could. I mean, this Stygian Eclipse. I like that one a little more. Can I do a check? Can I remember what these like what the two places are like?
Yeah, you can.
I've never really left out of Singularity Blight, so it's up to you guys where we go.
Can I
Nat 20, let's go.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, can I have advantage because I've been there?
So from what you can recall from past memory, so Zento is a rather old-fashioned old-fashioned town. They don't utilize a lot of advancements compared to um, different other regions, such as Stygian Eclipse. Um, it is more peaceful and rather quiet, but it's a rather unnatural quietness. On the other hand, Stygian Eclipse is more swarmed, infested with a high crime rate, and the civilians are not as welcoming to strangers or outsiders from other regions. Um, but it is a lot more advanced compared to other regions.
Hmm.
Would sorry. Where did it go? Would Krishkit be in either of these two places? I'd
S-
assume
Uh,
not the.
he is in Sticking Eclipse.
I mean, it does sound we've got a connection there. I've spent some time there, and I know Alice, you've been looking for.
How do you spell Stygian?
Stygian.
Okay, I don't think I've ever been there. I mean, I probably have in my travels, but nothing that's popping up.
Do you have a? Sorry, but yeah, no, I've got some experience in the Stygian Eclipse, and I know some people.
Does Ty not know?
What?
Does Ty not know what you've been doing like the past 2 nights?
I don't.
No, he's
What?
completely.
Oh.
We'll talk about that after the session.
I know. It's completely sidetracked.
Have you been? Okay, never mind.
Anyways,
I have my vote.
I say Stygian Eclipse.
I agree.
No, yeah. We should probably go to Stygian Eclipse. It sounds like it's more in dire. I know it's in dire need of help.
I think we'll find more there. I agree.
I would be rather wary upon your arrival. That region is well known not to take kindly to visitors, let alone those who are a part of an organization such as ours.
Understood. I think we'll be okay though.
Gotcha.
Alright, then I hope you have safe travels. Follow the trail out of Singularity's Blight in order to get to your train. Do not worry about the payment. Only tell them Whisper and the Eyes of the Night will manifest, and they will allow you on board. And then the woman bows again before flipping around and just kind of walking in the opposite direction. Her panel returning back in front of her.
Uh,
Alice just thanks her before walking out.
Lynn goes just like, thank you, like, good riddance.
So you all are walking, like heading towards the trail.
Yeah.
So as you all start to make your way to and through the trail, it is almost as if deja vu begins to settle in as you return to being surrounded under the kind of ever stretched crown of branches and flourishing trees that kind of, as you can recall, obscures kind of the surroundings outside of the forest. In a strange way, the forest seems to have been untouched, as if it hadn't seen any visitors ever since you had arrived. The trail eventually ends at the very edges of the Grand Forest that now stand behind you. As in front of you is a rather rustic train station bustling with a crowd of people. It, however, isn't too busy to where you may have to reschedule your journey.
Okay,
So what
so
do
we're
you
at a
guys
train
think we're
station.
gonna find there?
I don't know, but I've heard a lot about people not getting a lot of help there. That's all icky.
I wouldn't call the place icky. I think there are some.
No, the government, the
Yeah, they're not.
control, the control is icky.
They're not the best. But if you got the right people, if you know the right people, you can get things done without you know. Anyways.
Not what I've done.
So
We have different approaches.
at one of the many pillars amongst the train station, there is a man that kind of stands at kind of at attention, almost akin to that of a soldier. And he is the quite literal definition of old fashioned, if you take old quite literally. He is dressed in what seems to be a button down long sleeve shirt that is folded up to his elbows and dark brown, almost black dress pants. He has goggles dangling from his neck, complemented by gears that are seemingly like embedded into his clothing. His leather fingers are grasped around what seems to be a pocket watch, and kind of scuffing up his bold white hair, he kind of sees you all and is kind of like gesturing for you to come over.
I walk over. I definitely start the walk.
Yeah, I see
This is
him and
giving
I
me
start
P-
walking towards him.
This is giving me PTSD of the first session where Lynn sees him and he's just like, "Oh yeah, let's go."
Never any get
So
that
as
back.
I don't think you're getting
as
that far back.
as you all kind of approach, he kind of glances away before looking back at you all, and there seems to be kind of a curiosity in his eyes, which you notice are literal moving gears. And he kind of looks you all up and down and is kind of just indifferent. Do y'all need help? Y'all look lost.
A little conductor man, yes we do. We're trying to get to Singularity's blight.
That's
Get
what
out, or are you trying to?
Oh, I'm bad at directions. No, Stygian Eclipse.
Ah,
Don't judge me.
gotcha. Sorry. That's my bad.
That was an actual reaction from him. He went,
And so he kind of closes his pocket watch before like shifting it back into his pocket. Do you have any tickets on you? Um, anything that I
Uh,
can use to identify y'all?
Alice steps forward and just whisper in the eyes of the night. Manifest. That's all she does.
I don't. You
That's all she says.
you
She's just like dead staring this guy.
and he's kind of just confused. His
Can I make
face
a check
is
to
just confused.
see if maybe there's a different person who looks maybe more obviously like they'd be the one who.
Alice just dead goes for it. Just like, I'm doing what's told.
Y'all can also do a check to.
Yeah, that's what I was at. Yeah, I got a nat 20, so.
That's it. So there doesn't seem to be anyone else that there doesn't seem to be anyone else who is more obvious in terms of the fact that well, okay. So there's no one that can really, no one else that can assist you. Everyone else is kind of busied, um, kind of stumbling around trying to deal with other passengers trying to get aboard.
Okay. Um, Seeing his confusion, Alice just kind of looks at him like, okay, that didn't work. We were told to come here and get on the train, and our fees would have been covered. And we were just told to say that, and you would know who we were. I apologize.
Ah, the Covenant. Um, welcome aboard.
Oh, okay. He was just bad as his job.
And he,
No, I'm sorry. The lag is what got me. Because I heard, ah. Sorry.
Alice just kind of nods, like, yeah, yes.
he kind of then leads you all up the steps to the train, ushering for you all to enter. You all will be seated at 026. It'll be all the way down the car to your left. And then he kind of just damn. And then he kind of sorry. And then he kind of just walks like off. Um as there's more passengers just kind of swarming the entrance that you all were just in. Um
I guess we got to get on. I don't know. So Alice just kind of walks onto the train and finds the seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Lynn's follows definitely just like
You're a lot cheerier than I thought you were gonna
well, we got on the train.
be.
Lynn's happy we just got through that encounter. It's a
Okay,
lot easier than the ones we've had before.
how do I have an idea. I just don't know how to do it.
what you want to do?
So as you guys sit down, Alice kind of like spaces out, and I'm gonna have Eden pull me into another thing.
Okay.
Sure.
That's like the best way I can like phrase that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I've been
So,
doing this entire time.
hmm.
I'm trying to figure out because Eden and I discussed it at a certain point. I'm trying to figure out where Lynn's first came in to Desikpara. Like which place. And that's what I've been doing this entire time. I've looked up every single one of the places on the map.
Oh my god.
Every single one. In our chat. And none of them popped up. Which I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, it's quite literally the only place we talk about are like everything. So I'm like, it's not in here. Where the hell is it? So
I don't know anything about these places, and I'm just playing it like a normal game of D&D, where I'm like, I'll just pick one eventually.
yeah, I just know we discussed it at a certain point. So that's what I've been doing this entire time. Is just
Also, this is a fun little thing, part of the recording, because this will be just on us and not on the actual
I
event.
know it'll be absolutely gorgeous.
Everyone will get our experience from this. Oh wait, fuck! Did this fuck up my framing? Okay, never mind. They're back. It's fine.
That's really funny.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back.
So
The camera missed you.
had to establish something.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
was eating.
So does that mean the camera paused or?
No.
Okay, gotcha. That's my bad. So as I'll talk about this further after the session. But so, Alice, you, as you slowly begin to space out, you warp into this kind of white room. There are walls that surround you, but there is no door. It's all kind of it's almost as if you were staring at pure glass as they kind of crack around you. And you see glimpses of a face painted with a black skull, and you see a kind of twisted shadow, and then it flashes into this kind of this creature. You don't know what it is. There is no recalling. It is almost as if it is entirely new in its being. And then your vision flashes again. You're pulled aggressively, violently, into this pitch black, and then you return to reality.
Eat.
So this is kind of, you guys get to be involved in my little visions now. By the way,
Fun.
Gotcha.
so you guys kind of look over, and Alice just kind of like, like comes back to reality for a second.
I'll
No, it's not real.
put a hand on your shoulder. You good?
I don't know what I just saw, but what we're about to walk into is a hell of a lot more than I thought we were.
What was it? What did you see? Is it
I
him again? Is he back?
No, it wasn't the
Twig.
same. It wasn't the same one. It was different this time. It wasn't like how I normally see them. Normally, I can figure out what they mean and who I'm seeing, and I wanted to try and see if I could figure out where we could go next, but all I could see was a figure, and it was like a white mask. It had a skull on it. It was a black figure, and all I could see was it grabbed me, and then I came back.
Well, that can I do a check
Can
to
I roll?
see? Yeah,
I would say, but can roll insight to see if we can register anything from that.
Because
because
like Alice would know nothing about that, but if you two recognize that in any way,
yeah, could I roll a check, maybe with advantage
Wait.
or a bonus or something, to see if that has anything to do
Mm,
with?
I would just like to mention I rolled a nat 20,
Oh,
and this is
fun.
the vision I got. So have fun with that knowledge.
Okay, well, I
So
got.
Ty,
Is it
you have
perception?
advantage.
Is it perception? Is that what we had again? Yeah, I got a 10.
Insight or perception. I don't. Again,
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know why.
perception's just insight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Then perception.
I rolled so well. On the dice, I got a 10 and 11, which means I got a 15.
Nice. Love that. And then South.
I got a 10.
So as you all try to configure and try to reach into your mind for any sort of semblance of familiarity, nothing appears. It's almost as if your mind is blank.
That's not nail.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
I have no
Yeah.
idea either.
I would just say we have to tread carefully when we get off this train, because Lord knows when we're gonna run into that thing, but I think that was something telling me that's what we're gonna run into next.
To be fair, do you know if it's what's happened when we get off the train, or is it like, can you like,
I
is this
think no
personal?
matter what, we should probably
Is
be
this personal?
just on edge.
Is it the no question to ask you about your visions? Is this like a...
You can ask all the hell you
Never
want. The
ask a
most
woman
I can
about her
tell you is all
visions.
I know is that it doesn't see present, it doesn't see past. It only sees what's to come. I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know
Okay,
how
so it
far
could
into
be
the
on the
future
train.
it
It
can
could be while
see.
we're on the train.
It could be while we're here. It could be when we get off. It could be 10 days from now. I'm not sure.
Well,
All right, I think.
I don't have control over what I see. I can only control sometimes when I see them.
I think yeah. I'm just for a while. I'm just gonna like be on edge, sort of just trying to scan the faces of people walking by, see if there's.
I don't think this thing is going to be on this train, honestly.
I doubt it, but it's better safe
It
than
didn't
sorry.
feel. The best way I can describe it is that I can typically feel if it is close or not, like to us, if I see something. And this didn't feel close.
Okay,
gotcha.
but also being aware is never a downside.
Oh, of
In
course,
case
yeah,
there's
I
That's
like
get
true.
that.
I don't know. I think just from now on, we should probably speak about what we're doing in hushed tones and, you know, just act like we're totally above board.
So at this point, Alice just kind of pulls out like a foundation, like a little brush thing, and I don't know if you guys saw in the drawing, she has like almost like a gray little eye on her forehead, and usually it's mostly like you can't really see it, but like just for safety, she like pats it and like covers it completely.
I yeah, go to a more switch it to the normal hand, uh, or my arm to the normal hand, just to minimize as much of this very imposing thing that I have.
So you all kind of remain seated. You don't do anything. You kind of keep to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus.
Linda's definitely looking for a snack cart of some sort.
We got to use those chips we just got, huh?
He's also just like scanning the car around us
Mm-hmm.
as he's looking. Like, it looks like he's looking for the snack cart, but he's really just scanning the car.
So
But the
do you
snack
guys
cart is
know how
fine.
long this train ride is?
I don't know. I
Shouldn't be
really
that
want food.
long. I mean, it's you know not that far in comparison to some other places, but it's a ways way.
Okay.
Just, ugh. Okay. I guess we're going.
My favorite thing is legitimately just this 19-year-old talking to like two full-grown adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just... So the rest of the train ride is, well, assuming that you all want to just ride it out and just kind of chill.
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my bad. I just want to check. Um, the train ride is rather peaceful. There are no hitches besides the typical turbulence that comes with it. Um, the sun right outside the windows beside you all slowly transitions from bright, glowing canvas to that of a pitch black, starless sky. The moon kind of illuminating the expanse of the car. There's at some point where you all are kind of directed from your seats to a car, um, kind of lined side by side with a series of miniature rooms. You all are kind of ushered in, wished a good evening, and left alone for the rest of the ride. Um,
In the same
the
room or
environment
in different rooms?
in different rooms. You all are
Okay.
not put in.
Okay.
Um,
It's not like the child in the chocolate factory bed.
Oh my god.
This long ass bed with two sides.
No, it's not a long ass bed. Um, so the environment surrounding you remains as it is until eventually after a series of minutes, maybe an hour or so, the train descends into a screeching halt. It pauses before eventually a familiar voice resounds across the train. We're at we are at Stygian Eclipse. Please head out the doors ahead of you. Oh, thank you for riding with us. And it kind of just clicks with a, and then there's commotion as passengers begin in the other car, begin to get up and grab their belongings and leave.
Mhm.
I think.
And as
Yeah,
Really.
I think the consensus
Yeah.
is let's just get off
it's
the
like
train.
Maybe hang
So
back a little, but get off.
yeah,
mm,
Alice leaves her like little room car thing, and you can see it like she's kind of sweating. She looks kind of upset, but she just quickly like gets off the train.
Hmm.
so as you all shuffle through into the next car over, um, you walk past a series of other passengers who either remain seated or about to part with you. The car is rather spacious, but with the shifting and moving bodies of people, it swarms the now kind of claustrophobic space. Um, it takes you some time before you all eventually do step off the train. Um, the first thing that you see is the station that you now step on. It differs drastically from the last one, considering that it is made up of a polished steel and more kind of sophisticated. Um, and there seems to be kind of like an emphasis on technological advancement, kind of just everywhere you look. Um, and
Lens lets out like a choir of like oohs and ah that are very sarcastic.
Alice just kind of like she pulls her jacket up. She kind of like crosses her arms and she stays quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay as neutral as I usually am, but still sort of like I'm a kind of an imposing figure here right now. No one's gonna try to fuck with us.
I mean, we already
so,
know that people don't take kindly to like just Lens in general.
Yeah.
Racism.
so as you all kind of stand where you are, um, remaining neutral and remaining, um, there is a woman um, in the distance that begins to make her way towards you. Um, as she kind of approaches closer, her most prominent feature is a skull that is painted on her pale face. She has kind of random streaks of white that kind of are brushed around her black hair and is dressed in what seems to be a leather belted and crop top that is veiled underneath a large, ragged cloak and torn, weathered pants. Are you a part of the investigation task?
That we are.
Yes.
She provides you with kind of like a very short bow before kind of maneuvering back into kind of like at attention. You may refer to me as Tilak. I am here to assist in your investigation here, as well as protect you from civilians here. Before we continue onward, do you have any questions that you require answering?
First
Oh
off,
no.
how do we spell your name?
It is Tilak.
That's my question.
What are we doing here exactly? I know we're investigating, but like what or who?
There has been a. And she kind of breathes out kind of a sigh as she's trying to figure out how to put the words together. It We have found a rather strange area that is rather suspicious. And so the Covenant wanted us to have you all investigate there for any sort of activity if it aligns with what you had discovered back in Singularity's Blight or not. It I am unsure as to how exactly dangerous it is, but all I know is that it may be the same or maybe different than your experience in Singularity's Blight.
You know, we've taken a couple of things. I don't think danger should be that much of a problem for us, or at least that much of a turnoff.
You better
That
knock on wood right now.
that is true. It's all metal. Why there's only metal around us.
I apologize for that. It is rather. This region is rather well known for its advancement, and for some odd reason, there is a lack of wood. And she kind of. Her words are laced with kind of this annoyance, but it's not directed at any of y'all.
Just general annoyment. Annoying.
Yes.
Well, I think you can lead the way then. I believe we're ready.
All right. If that is all, please do follow me.
Actually, real
You will need
quick.
to find a. Yes?
So, once we start going on this job, we're just gonna. It's just do it and then we're until we're done, and then like no downtime.
We. You all will investigate. And then you are free to do as you please until we get word from the Sovereign for a new task to give to you all.
All right, cool. It's fine.
Okay.
Never mind that.
So I guess that makes us a permanent team, you know.
I'm not against that.
I'm cool with that. I just wasn't expecting it.
You're not the worst people to be around. I've had worse.
You might be the worst person to be around, but I'm accepting of it.
The Sovereign is rather amiable to their members. So, if you have an issue with your current setup, then you may go to them. You may write a letter to them and let them know. And they will figure out something else.
Oh, don't worry. It's all sarcasm. We just love each other so much.
Us and my teenage daughter.
It's my teenage daughter. Or not.
I just
Mistakes.
no. They both say that. I just nod.
Does that mean that you
No.
both are
Absolutely not.
okay?
No chance in hell.
Let's just Lynn's just like cackling again.
You just
I
see Alice
was
like trying to
just
stop
unsure
smiling.
about the dynamic here. I'm sorry.
Linz just goes to like.
Don't
Like,
worry,
very
lady.
dramatic.
I don't got parents. He's the closest I got, so we're going with it.
Linz just
Oh,
goes.
I do not mean to offend at all
Oh
by
no, no,
assuming-
no, no, no. You're fine. You're fine.
Actually,
Anyways.
uh, while we're doing this, do you have anywhere to be, or could you drop off a letter for me real quick?
I
Or
can
not a letter,
drop
but a
off
note.
letter. Yes, I can do that.
Cool. Can
However,
we say?
it'll have to be after the mission itself. I can hold this for you.
Never mind, then I can just keep it. I'll just tuck away a little note on the train ride. I wrote a note to the name I keep forgetting that I'm mad I keep forgetting.
Ah.
Arm man.
Oh man. Oh my.
Where the fuck is the tab?
Okay, what is Linz's accent? Like what?
Christian, yeah. I took away the little note I wrote.
It was Russian, but then I've just been like making fun like half the
Okay, I
time.
thought it was Russian. I just felt like I was assuming wrong for some reason.
No, it's Russian.
Okay, got it. Cool.
It's like duh. Like
I could just. Yeah, this is my dad. Duh.
duh.
Stupid.
I see. So
That's like the
you
only thing you can say. Is
all
duh. Like,
are actually
no,
well,
no,
actually.
no, no, no. I don't
It,
take custody of that one. I'm just
it's
like
a long
points towards.
story. We just need to continue with our mission.
Anyways, I'll drop my note off later on my
Okay. If that is all, please do follow me. We will need to find a tavern beforehand so that we have a place to return to with no other issues. And she kind of flips. Oh my god. She spins around.
She doesn't flip
Breathe.
in the middle of the road.
Like a fish. Oh my god.
Backflip. No, like a
So
Does a cartwheel.
no.
okay.
So
Where to stop
she
playing
I'm gonna crash out. She's my English is gonna make me crash out. So she spins around and she kind of starts to guide you all through kind of the entrance to Stygian Eclipse, and you all kind of maneuver through seemingly empty streets with a few glimpses of some passerby who respond with nothing but kind of this direct glare at you all before kind of walking away. Unfazed, Tilak silently ushers you all to just keep moving forward, kind of being like, ignore it, ignore it. It isn't until she hits kind of this alleyway that she changes direction almost entirely, pausing for a second to make sure that you all are kind of caught up, that you all didn't just like keep moving forward, before kind of continuing down the narrow path of the alleyway. Then you all eventually make it to a labeled steel door. Engraved into it, it spells out Ray Spark. Pushing the door open, you all enter a severely dark but illuminated space with kind of this sophisticated like flair to everything, from the decoration to the furniture. And as you all make your way inward, a man glances up with kind of this crooked smile. If it ain't the good old Lil Task Group, it's finally nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you all.
We have a reputation going.
Oh no, of course not. I've just heard from the birds, you know.
All right, I get it.
It would be really hard to keep birds in this metal city.
Oh, actually, we have some metal birds here. So. made us real good steel.
They're cute.
Try to flinging one, and it didn't quite work, but they're cute. So, anyway, can I get your names?
Kanara.
Linz.
Name's Ray. It's nice to meet y'all. I'm glad we all can be acquainted. Your rooms are upstairs. I'm gonna keep these keys here for you, and he kind of just jingles some keys in front of y'all. But when you return, they'll have a little number to guide y'all. Now, go on. I ain't here to keep y'all waiting. The lock here will take y'all to where you need to investigate. And T-Lock, kind of without a word, starts like droning her way to another steel door that kind of sits beside the bar. She pushes it open to where it's ajar enough for you all to fit if you decide to just clump through.
I think Sal has a question.
What was his
No.
name again?
Ray.
Ray.
Oh my god, okay. I will only remember that because Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't gonna comment.
Well, they're all southern. It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
So, T-Lock gestures for you all to come through the door, and once you all kind of get through the threshold, she allows the door to swing to a close with a subtle click as it initiates kind of this complex mechanism, clicking a multitude of pipes together before finalizing with a sharp resounding. Then, after she's guaranteed that it's fully closed, after like kind of testing the handle, she walks down the very alleyway that you would now all stand on, unexpectant if you follow Lorna, coming across what appears to be kind of this pitch black area that has been crossed off with a transparent barrier. Tilak glances at you all before making her way right through the barriers and kind of disappearing behind them, almost as if she had pulverized into thin air.
Well, we lost the bodyguard.
Oh, I have a feeling that whatever I saw might be behind that because the way that she just disappeared is exactly how it felt when I got pulled into nothingness. At least it looked that way, so it might be inside that thing. I don't think it's gonna be right there. I just think that that monster thing has something to do with this.
And you said this was a white mask with a skull on it?
Yeah.
And
what? I guess we'll go find out. And just like starts walking towards the
our friendly guide seems to bear a resemblance to that, but we'll.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say anything.
It's
so.
Linz did not piece those things together, by the way. Just completely off guard. Just. Huh?
Can I like roll perception or something and like figure out if I'm feeling right or not?
Yeah.
Got instinct moment.
Okay. 17.
So, your feelings are rather kind of twisted. It almost, you have a gut feeling that kind of beckons you through the barrier behind whatever it like this area has to offer you.
Okay. I guess we're going inside, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, all right. I follow.
I was going to head in that way.
So, I am gonna need you all to do a athletics check to see if.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
To see what?
To see if you all kind of like struggle or you guys just go through easily.
I rolled a 17 and my athletics is +7.
Holy shit.
By the
I
way,
rolled a
my
15 and my
athletics
athletics is a +7.
So 24.
22.
By the way, 24.
So okay,
Stop
wait.
the
Go down the list. Yes, South.
That one.
I
I mean, athletics
my
a
God.
+5.
is this sort of is what we're doing, is this like something new to all of us, or is this something popular in the Stygian eclipse, or is this just like
It's this
Is
is
this something if we were here we'd have to have done like dealt with before?
yeah.
okay?
Yes?
Can I
So
with
I've
my
never done
You
it
were
familiarity?
here.
before.
If you were here, okay. So
Can I like help? Just say like I know what's gonna happen and just grab
Yeah.
Lynn's and stabilize.
yeah.
Cause like I've never been here before, but I got a 24, so I think
Just
I'm gonna be okay.
instinct like.
So okay. So Kanara, you're helping Lynn's, and then Alice, you're just solo.
Let's go. I got this.
Okay. So
yeah, sorry, I just stabilized.
Why are you making that face?
What's happening?
Yes, I messaged you and you said nothing. This is important
Pause.
information that I need to know. Okay. Yeah, no. Can I roll an advantage since I've been here before?
Yeah.
Well, I was helping.
That's true. Can I roll advantage with that? Yeah, let's just.
I just
Yeah. You can roll advantage with that, but also with because you've been here before.
With your 5.
Got a 12. Actually, is that a 7 or 1?
Is that a second nat 1?
How did I pick this up? Because it's 7 and 1 right next to each other, so that was a 7. I want to say it's a 12. Yeah. Gut instinct. It was a 12.
So go down the list again.
Okay.
24.
22, 12.
That's crazy. Okay. So
I got double South roll. I would just like to point out.
so oh my god. So Alice, you make your way. You just kind of start making your way through the barrier, kind of a little hesitant. You make your way through the barrier, and you're perfectly fine. No
Yay!
glitches, no stumbles, no nothing.
I just
Same
walk on through
for
and I'm cool.
you, Kanara. You kind of look back at Lynn's, and you're still helping Lynn's, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so you kind of look back and you grab a hold of Lynn's and kind of just like just haul him through the barrier with you, and you kind of go through. At first, it kind of like just like kind of a jolt back, because it's kind of like both of you all, like
Mhm.
both of you at the same time, and and you get through. However, Lynn's kind of is staggered back, still jolted a little bit, but he eventually makes it through after stumbling.
So like Kanara was holding Lynn's. Kanara like was walking with Lynn's like here, kept walking. Lynn's wasn't here, still walking. Lynn's like stuck in like the wall like halfway up. And then it registers
an
him and he just
arm.
drops and he just crawls through.
I just imagine
Yeah.
Kanara's arm reaching back through, grabbing and pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you all get a hold of your bearings, your environment surrounding you kind of shifts. It is undeniably kind of ink black for a few breathing seconds, but it then flashes into this raw, distorted kind of red. It glitches almost, and the world around you resounds with a akin
Oh.
to that of a transparent glass window. The effect mirroring your surroundings. It remains still before the glass begins to kind of crumble away, descending into an abyss that you cannot see before kind of revealing
Alice is just freaking the fuck out.
a whole other kind of realm. In front of you is a forest that you didn't see before, that you never knew was there before.
Lynn's like getting up off the ground, like dusting himself off, looks up at the forest and is like, okay, Girl Scout, we would actually need you here.
I let go of Lynn's and I grab Alice's shoulder to comfort them.
Because Alice is at this point just like frozen, like hands shaking, like, oh God, no, please,
At
God,
least we have
no.
wood to knock on. At least we have wood to knock on.
Just as we walk by every tree, Lynn's just like, just like,
Hey guys, so you know the whole thing on the train?
the
whole
white mask with the
glass-
skull.
No, the whole so there was a little bit more to that. The space I was in, it was like completely blank white, almost mirror like, and it was glass, and all of it started breaking around me, and it made the exact same sound that just made. So I think we're in the right place, you guys.
Yeah, I'm just holding your shoulder.
You just see
and,
her
kinda
like
rubbing
almost
your back.
hyperventilating as she's just like hyperventilating as she speaks. Like,
My thought is how it is. It's like Alice is like, Kanara's next to her, just like, Lynn's just poking his head around, like,
Alice is just having a moment. It's just yeah, guys, I think we're in the right place.
I was concerned that you all weren't gonna arrive on time, and the kind of guide from earlier just reappears from.
Alice completely just jumps back, like whole body just goes, oh God.
Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. Are you all right?
I'm fine. We're doing great. We're here. We made it through. It's okay.
Are you sure? We can turn around.
It's kind of rude
No,
of you.
no.
To
No,
not
we're good.
guide.
We're great.
to be
Okay,
fair, the
good,
wall
great.
did not like me.
Ah, I see. That is a rather normal thing, unfortunately, with that barrier.
You copying Lynn's accent accidentally, or is it on purpose?
On purpose.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you all want to keep moving forward, or?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go back to the wall. It's just sure.
Your first time through the wall is always the worst. You get used
That
to
was
it.
not my first time.
Oh.
That was my
Really?
first time.
That was not my. No, you just told me.
Oh.
I was trying to walk through, and you just.
That
Did
was
not-
my first time.
And you, so I had this backwards. Okay.
Yes.
I
I told you guys, I've
Ah.
never left Singularity's Blight. I've lived there my whole time here. I've never gone anywhere else.
doesn't look like it. From how you handled that compared to him.
Was this sat there just like?
Yes, we
But
would
yeah,
like to continue.
Let's keep moving.
And she kind of just second glances at you all, like. Are you,
As I start
you know that
walking, like
you know that
Alice,
we don't have to go. You know that, right? Like, I
We-
don't know if.
we know. We need to continue though.
To be fair, at this point, we really do.
I'm just gonna pass Alice like a rations, just a granola bar. Like, hey, have that, you'll be fine.
A granola bar does exist in Desikpara, so yes, you can
I
give.
mean, we are in the
Yeah.
forest. We are about to go into the forest. Our granola bar
Yes.
only seems fitting.
It's fine. Just,
As we walk, I'm just eating the granola bar, and I've got one hand like on like one of the sleeves of the leather jacket, just holding on to Kanara. Like,
To be fair, there's only one
like
sleeve.
this is comforting, so I'm just holding on to it.
yeah, you're just.
To be fair, there's only one sleeve, so that makes
Yeah,
it, that's,
true.
makes it
The other one
hilarious.
is ripped off. So yeah, you're on my left side, just
Yeah,
holding onto
I'm on the left
the
side, just
human
like
side.
holding on to the sleeve, eating a granola bar, walking with you guys.
So, Tilak
Thanks,
and
Mom.
Just take the granola bar out of the jacket. Just
Tilak doesn't ask any more questions. She just kind of acknowledges that you all want to continue, and then begins to kind of make her way, like through the forest. She kind of transitions into into like off the trail. She moves and makes her way through the trees, completely off the trail. And she, it is almost as if she's by memory, um, kind of just leading you all. She glances back every now and again to be sure that you all are committed to continuing down this path, and she stops after maybe a few minutes and continues to walk. And eventually, you all kind of arrive at this clearing. Um, and all of a sudden, it feels as if there are kind of a multitude of eyes staring into you. But there doesn't seem to be eyes anywhere.
At this point,
Yeah,
you
that's
just
still not
feel
abnormal.
Alice's like arm like tighter, like
yeah.
anxiety.
I think I take your hand. Like take your hand from grabbing my jacket to grabbing my hand, and I just hold it.
You just hear
Lens
Alice
goes to
mutter, like
grab the other hand.
you just hear Alice mutter underneath her breath, like "Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad." Like
I was
completely like
meaning,
sarcastic, but like almost somewhat genuine.
yeah.
I was meaning like Kanara's hand, but that's fair. I thought you saw the granola bar.
At that point, I probably eaten it and put the wrapper in my pocket.
Oh,
Pass another granola.
How many you got in there? How much Nature Valley do you have in that thing?
Just the two. How much name? Kirkland's signature. It's the best on the block. Sorry.
so we're hand in hand, like
So,
just
okay.
waiting.
So, Kanara, you were holding hands with both Linz and Alice, or is it?
Am I holding Lindsay's
I think
hand?
Okay.
Alice
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Alice is in the middle.
Yeah.
I've
No.
got Nara's actual hand and then Linz's hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all. I love y'all.
Lens leans over to like Alice and goes, "See, this is Ray. This is this is where Ray really should have phrased his birds. Forest."
So Tilak continues through the clearing and kind of turns around for a moment, acknowledging the shift in kind of formation, but doesn't ask any questions and just turns back around and just continues through
Keep
the
in
clearing.
mind, she thinks y'all are my parents.
She thinks we're married and like have this as a kid.
To be fair, even though I'm 19, I'm like short, so like
Yeah.
What up? I'm Jared. I'm 19.
I never learned how to read. Let's go.
Oh my god. So she continues through the clearing, and then, kind of out of nowhere, this kind of brown blur kind of sweeps through the clearing to your right. And one moment you see Tilak, the next she's gone in a flash. And lyric, I can't. Oh my god.
What?
Are you good, lyric?
I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
I can't tell if you're wheezing or if you're crying.
I don't know.
Oh god, it's me all over again from the first session. Jesus.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's such a valid response.
Crazy. I take a
So, okay. So, this kind of. So the. Oh my god.
What's brown and sticky?
Be quiet.
Whatever just moved out in the woods.
Stop laughing. Don't keep it going.
Okay. I'm calm. I'm chill. Okay. So, rewind. Backtrack. So, this brown kind of blur zips through the clearing, and one moment, Tilak. South, I see your goddamn face. Stop.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to.
I'm just gonna cover this half of my screen so I can just see.
Yeah, continue.
So, Tilak kind of. One moment is there, but then she kind of completely disappears with the blur. And there is silence almost for a rather for what almost feels like centuries, not figuratively. And you all kind of glance around, looking for wherever it might be. And the next thing that you hear that kind of blasts through your ears is this blood curdling scream that echoes throughout the forest. And it follows with kind of the sound of and it sounds almost nearby. It continues for a long time. Yes.
Um, can,
I don't
can
know
I
what
can I use my little future sight thing here just for a second? I would like to know what happens at least a little bit if I
Oh my
can.
god.
Okay. I'll let you.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Oh
I'm
my
gonna say
god.
while that's
Okay.
happening, Kanara has already
I will-
bolted. Is already like,
I'm clutching my pearls.
I'm gonna run, try and
So-
help.
What you two see is kind of just like Alice freezes, like her eyes kind of glaze over for a second. But I rolled an 18. Wait, 19 with my Arcana thing, so 19.
So, as you kind of flip into this vision, you don't see anything. There is almost a nothingness to the world around you. It is quiet, almost definitely so. You don't hear a thing. Almost as if sound, noise around you has completely disappeared. And so your ears feel clogged. Your mind is kind of but it doesn't hurt you in any way. If anything, you don't feel pain at all. And almost as if, like, unexpectedly, you were thrown back into reality.
So question. That entire time, is that like the time was still moving?
Yeah, time still moves around me.
Time
You
still
guys,
moves around,
Okay,
Alice.
you guys are
is it-
still. I just like it. Legitimately, just looks like I pause and my eyes glaze over and I just like freeze.
So Kanara's like running.
You guys can like
Alice
pick
is
me up and
dead
move me.
No, yeah,
stops.
I
I
was
hope
about to
you
say,
know that.
I have your hand in mine, and I'm just running. And as you like come
Yeah,
back,
like you
we're
guys
still
can move
just
me,
going.
but like I'm not there for a second.
Lens is like jogging.
So
like
do you
running,
all
trying
kind
to
of
keep up
like
with Kanara.
run together like in
Well,
a
so what's
group?
happening is Kanara's dragging Alice as Alice is in this vision, and like Lens is trying to
I
run
feel like it's just like
beside
to a
Kanara.
point where like my legs start moving, but not fast enough, and so
Yeah,
it's
you're
to
like
a point where it's
stumbling
just like a
behind.
like,
Dragging.
it's like a swing around, carry me sort of
No, yeah, that's
situation
straight
here.
up. I just
Uh-huh.
reach under, hold you in, and I
Lens is just like running beside.
pick you up, and I'm just like, it's fine. She'll come back in a minute. We gotta go help this person, and I'm just going, like, just full
Mhm.
as fast as I can, trying to like see if I can pinpoint the origin of the sound.
So you all are going to the sound or away from the sound?
I'm
How
going
about
to.
the breaking? Is that can I?
Going
Is that
to?
breaking bones? Can I roll to
It's
see if I recognize that noise?
I just assume I'm assuming it's breaking
a
bones, and
breaking. It is okay. Well, yeah.
Is it?
Go ahead, bro.
I'd be like,
Let's
okay.
shower.
21.
21.
Damn.
So it is indeed the sound of breaking bones. It is also the sound of kind of like the gurgle of blood being splattered.
So while Kanara starts running towards the sounds, Linz is running with her, going like, Why are we running towards the sound of breaking bones and blood?"
That was our guide, and yeah.
It was not anymore. She dead.
Okay.
And this is happening while like Alice is just kind of like
Yes.
limp over on.
Just holding. Yeah.
Okay, I think at this point Alice does clock back in.
I think it would be.
So
around.
whenever Alice clocks back in and it kind of like registers A, what just happened, and B, what she heard before she went into it, you can kind of she's visibly like distraught, like looks like she's gonna start crying, that kind of thing. Isn't really functioning, just letting whatever happens for the moment.
Yeah, so I'm in a mix of like I need to help, so I need to help this person. I need to figure out what just happened, and also it's a bit selfish because if we come back and our guide is just gone, what the fuck are we gonna
Yeah.
say? We need some sort of proof. So I'm just like going to see if I can help or anything while you
Yeah.
come back, and Linz is just
So
like
So
scared.
Kanara's like, we have to go help her. Linz is like, I understand that we have to go help her, but she dead, and fine. Like, I guess
Help
we need to help
yourself
the people
then.
that it could kill. It could kill other people, so I guess we should kill it.
Doesn't even matter about that. I mean, it does. That's partially why I'm going. But like, we're dead if we say like, oh, they just went missing. I've lied about one jacket. I'm not gonna lie about another. Let's go.
It's not like you took her jacket. Like we're having this conversation as we're running,
At
like
full
towards the
sprint.
sound.
Yeah.
All you see is just Alice sitting like she's like underneath Kanara's arm, by the way, but like
Just an
half
inch.
shaking, half starting to cry, like doesn't know what's happening.
Lynn's like notices and is like, it's okay, sweetie, it's okay, we got to go.
So, as you all begin to run towards the noise, the screams begin to kind of get louder and louder. And at this point, it almost sounds like a banshee. And eventually, when you do make it, you almost, you aren't sure what to make of the scene. There's this brown kind of like fur like creature hovering over T-Buck. And she seems to be as okay as she can be from what you can briefly glance at, what you can briefly see. Um, she there's parts of her body that are kind of torn, shredded, and as you all make it into the kind of the area in which she is in, you can watch as this creature proceeds to switch from kind of ravaging her side to grabbing a hold of her leg, and almost within like milliseconds all you hear is, and her screams begin to kind of echo through, like, just get louder and louder as you continuously. Okay, never mind, I'm not trying that. But you get the point. Her leg is snapped, cracked, all over, almost kind of mutilized. And I need you all to do a stealth check.
Real quick, while we were running, just sort of like an above board thing, I shift my divine spark to the Sky Bearer's belt. It essentially just means that I can, if I need to, use 2 actions and dash, and I can move people along with me. So if need be, I can do some stuff. Anyways,
I need to choose a different dice. I cannot read them. Sorry. I'm tired of trying to. I cannot read the numbers on that dice. Well,
Stealth check?
easily.
Okay,
So
I rolled
you choose a different die.
I rolled a 24, by the way.
Holy shit.
I rolled a 20, a dirty 20.
But I would also like to mention, like, as all of this is happening, like, Kanara probably puts Alice down at this point, like, just to, like, stop. She's actively covering her ears and, like, muttering to herself and, like, is not at all here. She's not here. Listening to this she's not here. Only Eden knows why.
Where is the rules on this? Fuck! Holy shit, fuck! So, I rolled an 11. I have a -1 to stealth. And because I'm wearing noisy armor, I have a -2 to stealth. So I got an 8.
No, because as soon as Lynn saw that, the instinct of that's a bear kicked in and he dropped.
It's a brown bear! What are you doing?
So wait,
Lynn's has only grown up near black bears.
what did you roll?
I rolled a 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Out of 24.
8.
So
Lyric. Half ass.
the creature kind of whips around, and their eyes kind of fixate on Kanara. And they are a good distance away from you, but they're close enough for you to kind of see gray eyes, one with kind of a more brown color, and the other with kind of more bluish. And he kind of like fixates his like he's only paying attention to Kanara. And as he fixates, his appearance is that of like this creature, kind of like a bear that appears to have a human face that is distorted, melting almost. And their eyes are kind of like sunken in. And they're looking at you, Kanara. And they, in a way, kind of tilt their head as they look at you.
Does Lens see the face?
Where are you at?
So like
Are
if,
you behind Kanara? Are you
no,
beside
like
Kanara?
so like how it is like, okay, so like probably bear, forested area we're in, Kanara, just dropped Alice, Lens was on this side, hit the deck. So yeah, so it would be like pretty close to Kanara, not like directly next to, but like I would say Kanara is probably faster than Lens, is height, and so Lens probably is like a little bit behind them.
Mhm. So,
Probably not.
do you want to do a check to where if Lens can see the bear's face?
That'd be perception,
Creature's
right?
face? Yeah.
Why did I pick another die that I can't read? Why are all my dice like that? That's a 9.
Alice is just curled in a ball,
9.
like having a moment, like hands over her face, like cannot function right now.
One's definitely just sees like bear.
Mhm. And so the creature kind of begins to stalk its way towards Kanara. Still kind of inquisitive, like kind of like there's a very heavy predominant curiosity in their kind of like body language as they begin to approach you.
I'm gonna approach as well. I'm gonna try to be as calm about it as possible, but I'm going to try to, like with a riptide, I'm gonna walk like horizontal with a little bit forward to try and sort of circle around it so they're away from the group. So yeah, I'm just gonna like sidestep and walk a little closer, trying to be like, I'm chill, we're good, while trying to leave the catatonic friend and the other one on the ground.
So with
Catatonic daughter.
so so with kind of this very kind of sharp like growl almost, the creature kind of snaps at you as if like don't move,
Fuck.
like kind of as like trying to survey you. And with kind of the movement, they spot the other two
Damn it.
and begins to stalk towards them.
Fuck.
So does Lynn
Hey.
see the face now?
Hey.
Yes. And kind of, if anything, the creature starts approaching you, Linz, and begins to kind of tilt its head. But the head continues to kind of tilt, but there are no bones kind of that resound at it. So it is at like a rather
Yeah. Hey. I like whistle to the like snap to be like, hey, back over here. I'm fine with, like I can take a hit. I don't know about these guys, so I'm just gonna be like, hey, over here.
and the creature kind of snaps around with its head kind of still tilted and is snaps at you and kind of shifts into this protective stance and then flips their kind of head around, this time with kind of like a and looks Lynn's dead in the eye.
Yeah, is this a good recognition point? Is there enough facial structure for me to know that Lindsay's in utter shock and horror right now. Like like you can actually see like the ripple, like the shadowy ripple of like Lynn's and like the like everything just like shaking and like a very vibrating, like super nerved, unnerved motion. And all like the like color and like all like horns and eyes and like everything just go like a pale white and gray.
The creature kind of moves forward, almost unnaturally so. Like just kind of zaps to where it is like kind of inspecting you from all angles. And kind of almost as if it was content with its inspection, it backs away and its head continues to tilt. And it stops before kind of the fur on the back of its shoulders starts to kind of ruffle up, kind of like feathers. And their body begins to kind of distort.
Yeah, no, Lindsay's face first in the dirt, like, you're not real. You're not real. You're not real.
And that is gonna start the next session on Tuesday.
Oh, wonderful.
Fuck.
Yeah, Alice is in like full PTSD, like not having a good time right now, like curled in a ball crying. Kind
Lindsay's
of.
on the floor shaking, not having a good time right now.
I
Everyone but Kanara is catatonic.
I love that
can I
Allison.
say, after while that little moment between them was happening, could I have been? I know we just ended the session, but a little thing
Yeah.
tacked on. Could I have been like walking behind the thing to look at the flayed corpse? I guess is how I'll phrase it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just
You
want
can
to.
we
We'll
you can do that
we'll
with
do that
the next session.
later. I just wanted to say that was what was happening while that was going on. 'Cause fuck.
Mm-hmm. Everyone is catatonic except Kanara.
Everyone
Which
is
I
having
think
like
is so
PTSD,
funny.
and Kanara's just like, ooh, a body.
No,
Another
that's not what I'm
searchable
doing. I'm
Ooh.
going.
Ooh, another
Ooh, more
jacket.
clothes for me.
I'm not gonna steal.
Ooh,
That was a
some
joke.
pants.
That's a
time.
meme. That's a meme that you should make. So.
Kanara's
Oh,
like,
new
You said that
clothes.
you wanted to
socks.
make more stuff, more memes.
Kanara's like, ooh, nice socks.
It's not. I got one cool jacket, and now everyone thinks that's my whole shtick. It's only part of my shtick.
Money, 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 money.
But yeah, we will begin that session on Tuesday. So
I guess do we want to move to Roses and Thorns? Cause
yeah, we can do Roses and Thorns.
just general, fuck yeah, as always.
Fuck yeah.
Like edge of my seat, like, oh my god, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And of
Oh,
course, I love that only Eden understands why Alice is having like a full-on meltdown from this, but like
and
it's just
Eden
it's
is the only one
Yeah,
who can
I've got
understand
no clue
why
what the fuck is
Linz is
going on
having
with
a
you
full
two.
mental down.
I know the whole shebang. I am informed.
I would hope you do.
you get why Alice is having a moment, right?
I do.
And you know why
I
Linz is having a moment because you did this.
I think okay, something weird is happening with Alice. But this weird thing has happened multiple times, so I'm just gonna roll with it. And then
Well,
Linz is, I guess,
it's not
scared of the big creature, so I'm just gonna do something and try to stop that. And that's what Kanara is thinking right now.
for Alice. It's not even like entirely because of the vision. It's because of like her own problems that she's having currently. Because like she was snapping out of it on the way over to the sounds, but as they got louder and louder, it just drove her to like full on panic attack. I'm not functional right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but no, I feel I don't know how I feel. I want to hear what you guys feel about this. Kanara's shift from weirdo to weirdo but kind of maternal. What do you guys think?
I'm absolutely loving the whole like parent to Alice thing because like while I haven't said much about it, it's definitely one of those things like she's very grateful for it. She honestly and like she sees you guys almost like parents, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's also part of the whole like freaking out thing because she's like honestly terrified.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I will say is that like the only thing I'm
I'm
adding on
sorry.
to this,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look at the images, and you'll understand why I'm cackling so fucking
the only thing I'm gonna add on to it is just by saying like she doesn't want to lose more people
Mm-hmm.
is the only thing I'm gonna say, and that's part of the reason why she's like, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
all I can say is that she has heard those sounds before, and it's driving her crazy right now.
I feel like this is it sort of is like a compounding like one Kanara's pretty experienced with the place we're at right now. She like knows people and I also she's like spent some time in the Stygian eclipse. Um
Mhm.
but like that so Kanara's right now thinking it's a mix of culture shock and scared of a bear. And she's like, well, I gotta make sure they're not dead by this bear. So,
Well,
not
I
bear.
will admit it's somewhat of a bear. It somewhat looks like it doesn't. It's not completely bear,
No, it
but
isn't
it
full bear, but
kind of
it's big
has the
monster
features of
that
a bear.
You have bear fist?
Yeah.
bear. But
How do you spell your name?
I I would like to huge props to you, Eden, because I was like, I think we're my senses are like I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wander off and go do something, and she's gonna walk away. Here, do this cool little thing I want you to do, and you were like, no, and I was like, what? Okay, I guess not. And then as soon as like you said something happened, I was like, oh, I game recognizes game. I know what's going on.
The image. Oh my god. The drastic like three like
Yeah.
oh my god. But
Oh my god. We need okay. Rose. The use of certain aspects that you know what I'm talking about. Thorn. The use of certain aspects that you know what I'm talking about. The trauma.
oh. Trauma, 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 trauma.
Oh my god, that's funny. Wait, I need that. I need that one. Hold up. Heart.
I have kind of bouquet of roses, even though I'm the one that was like, yes. So first of all, one rose is definitely, well, maybe five. Is first of all, I love y'all. Y'all are great.
Hey, this is the
The
farthest we've made it into a campaign.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I feel like we found our group pretty quick too.
I think like I love the dynamics that are developing. I love the fact that you all are like every time I throw something at y'all, like, here you go. Um, and I am very, and these are after the whole I love the dynamic and all that stuff. This is separate roses, but um, I love that you all are kind of like invested. Whether that means through memes or so I'm glad that you all are very invested. I'm glad that you all really enjoy these sessions as much as I do. I've said before that I was really excited kinda for this session. Not like I was excited, like I was
You
like
were.
less
I know you
excited
were.
in my past like sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But South, those are fighting words.
So the reason why I know Eden was probably a little more excited about the session was I know Lyric and I have been working on our backstories a
Yeah.
whole lot.
I said I'd hurt y'all.
I know you did, and I hate that it gave you ammunition.
No, because y'all. This is the downfall. This is the downfall. That's all y'all need. What the fuck?
That's so funny. I love it.
I love that. Keep it
Hey,
coming. Keep it coming. If
so
anything, spam that entire channel.
so also, I also know that Eden was aiming for my downfall because I wrote about. Hold up, I have the final numbers here somewhere. I wrote 3,317 words, 46 paragraphs, and 8 pages of backstory so far, and I'm not even close to
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy.
All right, I'm gonna say something. I, you, my paper lore for what this character is her stat sheet
Mhm.
and the couple of words I've told Eden, and I've got some ideas in my head that are kind of building based on. I was like, oh wait, let me ask about if this guy is from this place and why I know them. I'll think about something in the background. I have, I not a thorn, an interesting comment about the makeup of this.
So
Can barely
Eden,
see that.
I know Eden. I said that I finished like the first part of Lynn's backstory, and I got the message. Oof! I just got done sobbing. I had to wipe my tears in the bathroom at my parents. I'm clutching my pearls. Oh my god! I think I'm cooked. I'm gonna hurt you because I'm crying in the club right now.
I got that screenshot, by the way.
I
I
did.
saw that.
And it's literally like the little thing that I sent, the little reaction image I sent was literally a man crying in the shower. The caption is sobbing uncontrollably.
I think that's Walter White, and
Maybe.
it just says sobbing uncontrollably.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like washing his mouth with soap.
No, he's biting on the towel and just like
Oh,
Eden, look at the meme I just made.
it's really funny.
it's so real. So real.
But
I
no,
love these memes.
so the funniest part was last night. I started this last night, by the way. I wrote 3,000, like close to 4,000 words in the span of a day and a half. Actually, it was probably a day.
I was like,
because and it was
Kudos.
really funny because last night Lyric was like, "Yeah, I wrote like 4 paragraphs and I sent it to Eden." I was like,
And I was at the Lakers game.
"I hate you."
Yeah.
Sports balls.
Such an
I
insane
mean, okay.
tone shift.
So-
Sorry. Going from last night seeing the Lakers game and then tonight seeing.
A bear with a face.
So no, because I think it's like I will admit that
Drama.
I will admit that I was contemplating because okay, so with how far you all kind of like skedaddled through the session, I was like, okay, so we might have to peek a little bit into session 5. And if anything, I was gonna introduce this creature to y'all, session 5, and be like,
Oh.
hey guys, so but
I
obviously
think it was a good choice to have this be the end of a session, because with like a slight thorn for myself at the start of the session, I was pretty low energy, which not great, but I feel like once we really got into like the town or the city, and like we started like talking, and especially when we got to the portal, that like sort of got our gears turning. We kind of were going, and so this is something I've noticed is like at the end of a session is when everyone is really bought in, and so having this big tense moment right at the end was, I think, really cool. Like really,
I was
it
ready
worked out
for
well.
like a battle scene, and I was like, "We get to fight somebody
I thought we were
finally,"
about to
and
go
then I
to
just
our
got
first
traumatized.
combat.
What'd you say?
I thought we were gonna go into our first combat, and then it
That's
was
what
like,
I'm
nope,
saying.
we'll continue.
I mean
It's
Yeah,
next session.
no, we don't know what's
But I
gonna
was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, like we're going to our first combat," and then I got traumatized.
That's why, like, well, I said, like, while we were running, I was like, all right, I'm gonna check my stats. I'm gonna shift my like gear to this thing so I know what I can access. I want to be able to like manipulate the battlefield. I know what I'm doing, and then I got fucked.
I will say that I didn't not introduce, but I wasn't hitting y'all with the combat like right out the gate. Like I didn't want to end on that note because I felt like that would be kind of weird to transition into like session 5. Because I feel like it'd be like a straight gut punch in the throat if I was to just be like, "Hey guys, so battle time, let's go." Because yeah, so I kind of spaced it out to where it's like you all have that little room to breathe, but you will kind of start like the beginning will consist of
Not
that combat.
breathing.
What?
I said Alice is not breathing.
Linda's face first in the dirt.
I
Make
was looking.
traumatized.
I was looking through my bag to see if I had anything that I could be like. Can I just give someone a brown paper bag to breathe in? Like. But
Wait a minute.
I'm like, yeah, scrounging through my sack, or I guess my jacket, because I've got a healer's kit, but like, that's for like physical wounds, not really mental wounds.
Yeah. I think with like, I guess like a thorn for myself rather than for y'all, because I feel like I can't have a thorn for y'all because y'all are amazing.
No, insult
Like
us.
not to hold you all on a pedestal. Not to hold you on a pedestal. It's like no, I genuinely don't have a thorn for any of you guys. So it's more thorns for my end rather than anything.
That's always how
I
it
think
ends.
I think it's like I second guess myself, so it happens. But I believe that I probably like I need to work more on like talking like more because my throat parched.
You know, I
I'm
ran
struggling to
before.
English.
It's funny that you say you need to work on talking more.
What's that supposed
Yeah,
to
because I'm a certified yapper. But yeah, it's like I feel like it's not even about yapping. It's more like consistently keeping up with these thoughts, which is why these like if at the very end of this campaign when I do show you guys this, that's why they're gonna be so descriptive because it's
Okay,
like
I'm so
I had to
sorry.
keep the thought like consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Who has been humming this entire session?
Not me.
I hear a humming from somewhere, and it's not like a. It's like a melodic humming,
I was
and
hearing
I'm
it
like,
right now, but I wasn't
I
hearing it
mean, I
throughout the
heard
session.
it, but like I didn't hear it the entire session. I only heard it like just now.
I've
Yeah.
heard it like through the most of the session. It was someone humming, and so I've just been sitting here like,
There is nothing
I thought
anywhere.
I might
I
be
mean,
going
I've got
crazy.
a movie on in the background, but it's really quiet, and I haven't been like actively like humming or like singing to it. I've just kind of been like nodding along to it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've only just started hearing the humming when you called it out, but
I've been hearing this entire session.
I
Like I've
only
been
heard it like just now.
like earlier. Okay, in the recording you will see it where I'm like looking around. That's every single
oh, I
time I
thought
was
you
like,
were just being a
no.
fake. No, I'm joking.
Every single time I looked around, it was like humming. I hear humming. I hear humming.
I mean,
To
it's
be fair,
entirely possible. Maybe you like hardly heard my
I'm like
TV, but I don't
one or
know.
I'm
two
like
were
spinning
actually
around.
like character like stuff. But most of the time it was me going, where is that coming from? I'm like, who is that coming from? I thought it was lyric. Honestly, I was like, is that lyric? But at none of the points did lyrics like Mike line up.
No, yeah, that was also the
Yeah.
thing. When I did hear the humming, I was like, none of our.
Like that. Like it would have lit up.
Is it someone's phone buzzing?
My phone is on the table down
My
there.
phone's
So.
right there on the bed.
My phone's here, but I'm like,
Because my phone's buzzed a couple like that. My phone just buzzed.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, so I don't know.
We're haunted. The session's haunted.
Weird.
That's what I've come up
I mean,
with.
considering what just happened, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
I've been hearing it since like
I
the
think it's
entire
Eden's
session.
mic. Every time Eden like starts, like just before she speaks, it hums a little bit, I think.
Start. Make noise.
No.
I swear I just heard it like just now. It was like
I
as
did.
Eden spoke. I don't know.
Collective psychopathy is crazy.
Collective psychopathy.
Okay, well,
Is the
whenever Ty
subtitle
gets the
for this
session
game.
posted, we're gonna like I'm gonna be going back and be like,
Hey,
there was
it's
something here,
Scrub.
there was something here, there was something here.
Like timestamp the humming.
You think I won't?
like
I wrote 3,500
No, I know you
words last night.
will. That
I
wasn't a
will.
joke. That was me saying, yeah, that's what you're gonna do.
I think like we'll see next session. If the coming continues.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like at least for me a noticeable problem. Like,
Yeah.
Because like again, there is no noise besides like the TV, which is very very quiet. So
yeah, I don't know.
it's silence in here.
I hear nothing.
Weird. Anyways, back to the session.
Oh yeah, I was talking about a thorn of my ear. Well, two thorns actually. Got it. First of all, the way that I am umming a lot, like like that, and
Oh,
whenever, yeah, not humming, umming without the H.
I was like, we had the entire conversation. What do you mean you were humming the entire time?
So I literally need to stop doing that. I need to stop stuttering. That's what I need to do.
Spray bottle.
Just spray bottle me like spray bottle every time. But I do either way. Bouquet versus to all of you because I genuinely think you guys are amazing. I could not have asked for a better group to do this campaign for because I literally sat there like, am I don't know. I was second guessing myself again. I need to get out of the habit of doing that. But I consistently was like, y'all are probably sick of my shit and want to move on.
To be fair, typically it's us doing stuff for long periods of time.
It's funny. Sometimes it'll be like, here's a scene that you guys can do stuff in, and we'll go, okay, we move, and then, hey, something crazy is happening. I'm gonna give you a granola bar, and
Well, no, because it'll be like, here's like this entire like well thought out scene, and we'll be like, cool, thanks. And then it'll be like, okay, now do you guys want to do something like while you're just past through? We're like, let's do this like long list of things.
yeah, let's have a bunch of bits going on.
Yeah, it'll be the moment so that you just go, oh yeah, let's just do like let's just have like a moment here of like, do you want to do anything as you do this? We're like, yes, we want to do everything that we possibly can.
I spend 30 minutes eating breakfast.
I mean, sometimes it happens. You never know.
One of my roses is I can't really tell it for Kanara as much, but at least for like Alice and Lynn's, I love that we have like a different voice to talk for them. So we can kind of tell when we're just like, speaking versus when our character is talking. I can hear it a little bit
at the start.
Like,
in the first couple sessions I did, and then I forgot to do it like 90% of the time. And then occasionally I'll be like, oh yeah, wait, voice, and then I'll forget again. That was
so real.
That is.
But it's one of those
Kanara just
things.
has an announcer voice. Kanara just, and off she goes to the races.
That is a.
I just remembered something.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love the voices. It makes it so much more like in depth for me. And like, if you see me staring off into space, it's because I can see it in my head as it's being described to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eden.
So, what is it? I just remembered that there was something that happened during the session that we were like, we'll talk about this after the session ends, but I don't remember what it is.
Oh,
It was me writing like a ton for my characters, the backstory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Ty was like, do you have a list of like places you've been? And I was like dying, and you're like, we'll talk about this afterwards. Yeah. Not yet.
That list is probably long.
But it will be.
I love that like they got like indoctrinated into my visions. I honestly think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because like the way Eden does the visions, it's super cool to me, and I'm glad you guys can hear that.
Yeah. Because I started because I will admit that I have no issues with y'all, but TikTok is a bitch and a half when it's like I'm trying to relax and D&D related stuff comes up, and I've heard those like "Am I the asshole?" stories for D&D like related things, and I've had someone like be like, I think there was like a "Am I the asshole?" like story where it's like just moral of the story. It was like, someone the DM told someone information that the other party didn't like know about, and that it's just like simply what is it? It's like simply like it was like information they couldn't say, and they proceeded to like I think it's like metagame or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, that isn't the DM's. Was it DM metagaming, or is it like?
To be
it
fair,
was the players.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's the player's fault. The DM should entirely, if like it's a thing, like Alice's thing where it's like it's supposed to be only she sees it because it's her like distinct like environment and like what she's seeing, then I would
Yeah.
totally get if it was just like, oh, bring her to a separate chat, tell her what she's seeing, and then she can come back and describe it to us.
Well, what I
If
was thinking about, instead of pulling me into a separate call, I could just like message Eden and she'll have me roll on call, but then she'll text me the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or like it was either that or I indoctrinated Kanara and Linz.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Not
I
Kanara and Linz,
Well-
but South and Ty to your visions, and then Kanara and
Yeah.
Linz are just like, what happened?
I don't
mean,
know.
I
I always find it hilarious whenever it's you two leave and Ty and I are just like, hey.
So.
But yeah, I
no,
think maybe in the future we could work it out to where it's like I message you and you text me the information, and that way I can like we're still in call talking to them, and I can like relay it the way that I need to, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. It's just like I'm kind of like tweaking to like kind of figure out what works. So far I think the kind of telling you the vision works. Like in call because it's like it's kind of bringing y'all in, so it's not just you guys keep being like, hey
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So, because like I don't want to like feel like you all aren't involved in some way, and so, and I'm not
Nah,
saying that you guys we're gonna metagame. I'm not saying that. It's just
I
that
don't know.
I
I
was
love the charade
concerned.
that Alice does every single time that she comes back.
Yeah.
It just goes, so hey guys,
And I genuinely think would have been really funny, which it wasn't not funny. I think it would have been really funny if like you two went to a separate call and you told like Alice everything that she saw in like the vision, and she only told us about like the mask and like the skull on it, and then like that entire shattering things happens, and she's like, guys, I forgot to tell you.
Oh yeah.
I
that
forgot to
too.
tell you.
because that's kind of what
I
happened.
think
Where it was like, oh yeah, by the way, there was
I'm
another
like, yeah,
part
like
of
that
it
did
that didn't.
happen, but I think it would have been
Well, because
hilarious
in
if
the
like
moment it was
we
like,
didn't
oh,
know.
that's not important right now, and then
Yeah.
it, or, like it became important.
I mean, I'm still kind of just figure out like what works, what is like, what I'm like, I wouldn't say more comfortable with because then that sounds selfish. But like kind of just what is best. Um, again, I'm not trying to say that you like assume that you all would metagame, but I don't know if that's the right term, so correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I know what you're talking
But
about.
it's like what is it? I definitely
I,
had it in
I
the back of my
actually have
mind.
no clue.
So
What exactly is metagaming? 'Cause, like I've heard
Okay.
it before, but I don't actually know what it means.
Is that the thing? No, that's
So,
min-maxing. I was thinking
I
min-maxing that entire time. I was like, how does that work with min-maxing?
metagaming is weird because 99% of the time it's not real. Um,
Oh, is that when you like
metagaming-
talk above board a whole lot, like talk to each
N-
other?
Not even. So the idea behind metagaming is you're using outside knowledge of the game inside the game. So take in point. So say like IDM. Say it's like, oh, you give us some monster to fight, and I'm like, well, my character doesn't know this, but I, the player, know the weakness of the thing. I'm gonna play around that. That would be kind of considered metagaming, but even then, it's not really a real thing. It's really just for Redditors to be complaining about.
Fair enough.
Metagaming is really like someone will tell someone a secret. It most of the time is not a problem, and if it is, it's a problem between player communication and not. Sorry. Anyways.
No, like that's what I was saying. Like if it's not on the DM, it's on the player. Because
No.
if it's like
Yeah.
a secret where it's like supposed to be a secret, and like you're like don't tell the other people, and then they do tell the other people, then that's like, dude, it's the player's fault. But if it's like a thing like Alice's like vision and she tells us, that's not really metagaming. That's her like sharing what she like saw.
Yeah. She has an ability.
Because the
and she-
entire
Yeah.
point of it is I gather insight and I want to relay it
Yeah.
to you guys. It's not like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep stuff that I
Again-
don't think is
again,
important.
I'm not assuming that you all are metagaming. if anything, I made the decision based off of like, because I had that in the back of my mind, but my most biggest priority was like getting you guys to be involved in some sort of way. So it's not like kind of, I guess like the right word would be just like disassociating, like me just snatching lyric up and being like,
Uh-huh.
Oh no,
Like,
it's so
while
funny
this is
because we're just sitting here
happening,
like, you'll see what happened whenever
Yeah.
you guys enter the chat in the video. But Ty and I were just like, so how's it going? What are you doing today? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I love that. But yeah, so it's again, it's just something that I'm just gonna like kind of bounce around with, and then eventually, whenever I find something that it's like this kind of works, so I'm just gonna. And again, with the metagaming thing, I didn't even know it was just a thing Redditors use to be like, hey,
It's weird.
like,
It's a thing in all TTRPG communities. It's weird and kind of an empty complaint. This is empty. I don't know why I keep going for it.
I
I'm
think
like,
that was just
oh
a
yum,
pun.
water.
An empty complaint.
yeah.
But shut up. But no, yeah, metagaming is a term when people are like, I told you a thing and then you were being mean about it. Doesn't fucking matter.
Well, yeah. Or like if your DM was like, you're the imposter. Like,
But even then,
yeah.
like, that's just a person breaking kayfabe or like, I don't know, it's an umbrella term that catches nothing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, no, because like I've seen it thrown around so many times that at this point it's like in my mind it just registered as a word, and I
Mhm.
didn't even know, like, I knew the meaning because of so many of the fucking Am I the Asshole stories that my TikTok was like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I didn't know that it was just like some weird thing that like Redditors were like, hey, so like, actually,
Yeah, it's like, hey, my players, I made a thing, like a monster that had 800 HP, and they didn't want to fight it. Are they metagaming? It's like, okay, the two TTRPG phrases that are lies are metagaming and railroading. Railroading
gotcha.
is so, it's because it's like, the idea is like, oh, they're forcing me to do this thing, and it's like, dude, they wrote a story for you to play. Go engage with their
Yeah.
story.
Now the one that's real is min-maxing.
That's what I do.
what is that?
It's when you are
Basically.
like trying to fully optimize a character. I'm only half joking.
Ah,
It's like whenever you fully optimize a character where it's stupidly
Yeah.
like optimized.
ah.
If it's like, so there's a thing in Dungeons and Dragons where people will make it so they play a warlock sorcerer that they can short rest, get all their spells back, and just cast 9th level spells every single turn and take a rest in 1 minute. It's broken and busted, and it's that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. It's essentially power gaming, taking it a step beyond just making a good character. It's making a perfect character.
Mhm.
Sometimes so.
But yeah, if anything, I'm gonna be like completely just like straight up be like, I'm sorry, that I kind of like not assumed, but I kind of was like, this might happen, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know. So
Mhm.
Well, to be fair, with Alice's power, it would be like if she wanted to keep it a secret, it was a secret. But if she didn't want to, then like it's not really a secret in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the metagaming.
And like with the way her character is, it's like it's supposed to be a helpful thing. It's not something she does for herself.
Mm-hmm. There was one instance of kind of metagaming, but really it was me like, or not, it was me just like forgetting what we were told and not told. It was when we like first saw the glass thing. I said I put my hand on Alice's shoulder before technically I was supposed to know that that was correlated. Doesn't fucking matter. It was
yeah,
Well, I think it was your character was reacting to Alice like freaking out
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah, because
There
like
was an internal reason
before
for
I
it.
spoke, I was already like freaking out. So like
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, there's a reason for it. I'm just saying that's the closest we've gotten to that kind of thing happening.
Mhm.
And also, I have no
And even then
idea
it's
what stat block this monster we're gonna fight. We don't know what's happening. I have
Bear.
no idea what stat block this
It's
is.
just
If it's
bear.
because
Fair.
yeah. So like I don't know what weaknesses it would have or anything. The most I know
Right.
is here's a system mechanic that you can use. It's fucking nothing.
I feel like Kanara's gonna like hold Linz out on a stick and be like, "Come on, bear."
Oh God.
Like hold him like a cat, like
Kanara,
scruff.
Kanara's like, "Oh, Linz seems to attract this bear. Come on, bear," and just like,
I will say, me going to look at the corpse was kind of a strategic play. Because there's a mechanic in the game called flanking, where it's if you have an ally on one side of a thing and you're on the other side, the thing takes a -2 to its armor class. It's really nothing,
Mhm.
but I was like, I could probably be doing something with this downtime of me doing nothing. Let me say I'm moving to go look at this thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
That
loot the
was-
corpse again.
I'm not looting the
some
corpse.
socks,
I'm gonna
match
take
the
a
shirt.
picture of it or something, and then I'm gonna go, look, I didn't kill this.
Do you have a cell phone?
I don't have a cell phone, but I don't know.
Do you have a Polaroid
You all
camera?
do have cell phones. You do
I have a cell phone.
You all have cell phones.
That's not
This
that
is
Linz would-
cyberpunk.
It's a cyberpunk
This is
would not have a
cyber
cell
fucking punk.
Linz would not have a
Like-
cell phone.
You all have phones.
Yeah,
You all can call people.
exactly.
Like
You got a brain phone.
you can. No, you can literally. Okay,
Oh my
I'll
God.
explain it in lore. I'll explain it in lore. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
anything else. Lore is my.
It's the
is
Apple neural
fine.
transplant.
Guys, I'm listening to music
No!
right now. You have no idea.
You get Spotify ads in your brain.
God, I would shoot myself.
I love cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yay!
Waste punk. Is that what it's called? Fuck. There's a name for it. Whatever. I don't care.
But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens, honestly, just because I'm curious if like we do this fight and we just move on and like no one talks about what happened, or if like y'all like corner Alice, like why were you freaking out so bad? Because I don't know exactly what
We're
she's
gonna
mean,
have to
say.
have a
considering
debrief
the
of what
dynamic-
fuck just happened.
I mean, considering the dynamic, I feel like y'all would circle around each other like a therapy session type shit, like circle,
Yeah.
like therapy circle, and just be like, "Why the fuck?"
No, what I imagine in my head is just there's a dead bear. We're sitting on the ground crisscross, like in a little circle, like, okay, we need to talk.
Okay, guys.
Linz is like
still-
zoning out. Like,
Like, guys, we need to talk.
Kanara's gonna like hold us like by the collars, like, we need to talk.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. When we went to the train station and we talked to the one person and they didn't reply instantly, I was like, okay, I'm already picturing I'm gonna look at someone else, notice someone else, and just turn Alice. And
Like that's no, because I don't know why, but I feel like there's some weird like slide that
yeah,
do like you pick Alice up like slide her barely off the ground and you just
At this point, the funny thing is that Alice like does not care.
and she just
Like,
doesn't fight.
she
Just
will fully,
picked up
she will fully just. If someone just grabs her, she will not fight it.
No, my
She will
favorite
just
part.
go away.
My favorite part was Alice. That was like first time Alice has ever been to
Yeah.
Oh, what's the place called again? Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stygian clip.
Stygian Eclipse.
sticky in a clip.
So it's the first time Alice has been to Stygian Eclipse, and it wasn't the first time Linz has been. And Kanara, assuming that Linz is stupid, grabs Linz and tries to walk through with him, where
Well,
Linz
no,
then gets
that's not what
stuck.
it was.
I know it was. I rolled a bad roll, but like, if you think
It's just-
about it, that is
just
exactly what
funny,
it
like,
was. And
You know,
like
like
the
the full-grown
character,
adult was more like concerning to Kanara than the 19-year-old that was just like, all right, let's do this.
like, Linz had been in staying in Eclipse for a while. Like he lived there for a little, like a good while. So you being like, yeah, this is an idiot. Let's just take him through.
Okay. That's
Absolutely
not the word I was-
crazy.
Sorry, I needed to look something up. But no, yeah, I just the feeling of just like, okay, one of these two is gonna fuck up. I'm gonna support this one.
Alice has never been outside of Singularity Blight. Whenever she fell and she rode the train, that's just kind of where she stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't travel around. She didn't really do anything. She just stayed there and was just like living there.
So
So
how's your first time out? Well, let's do this in character. We'll do this later.
Yeah.
going
then.
wonderfully apparently.
Yeah.
She's on the
With
floor
Lynn's face
crying.
first down in the dirt,
This is
and
it's
Alice like
it's
rocking
already a
back and
bad
forth, like,
impression. It's already a bad impression.
She's on the
There's
floor
no
crying. I want to know what you think that means.
Alice is like,
trauma. That's what
and
that means.
Lynn's face first on the ground, like eating dirt. Like, no.
Alice and Linz are about to like bond real fucking well when they
I
get
don't know
Yeah.
about
This
this.
is
I feel
gonna
like
be
Lynn's
You're
like
like,
an
this.
interesting
traumatized.
thing
Cool.
when we transition into session 3. This is gonna be very interesting. The way that like how combat is gonna work, considering that you both are catatonic and
Yeah.
Kanara is like
Because technically, right
Yeah.
now we would be labeled as prone,
Yeah.
yes, you all would be prone essentially.
and Kanara's the only one up, the Girl Scout.
All right, Girl
Listen,
Scout, let's
I'm
go.
prepared. A woman does anything.
So funny because Lynn's is a mama's boy.
So Lynn's traveling with two women is just it worked.
So yeah,
Aiden understands.
backstory stuff, I guess. Like, yeah, Kanara's been around for a while. She's done stuff for a while. So I'm kind of just like, oh, she's got shit on her to like take care. She's like, okay, if I'm stuck with some person I have to help, I'm gonna have like a bandage and a granola bar so I can help them. Like,
So real.
Lynn's has been around for a while too, and it just is on the understanding of fight like you're fight like you're bloody and bruised until you become bloody and bruised, then fight harder.
yeah.
I hear it. Do you hear it?
I do hear it.
It's Eden. Are you breathing into the
I told
microphone?
you it was Eden.
I'm not hearing anything.
I heard it.
You're not crazy, South. I heard it.
No, you're crazy. I think both of you are. I'm the only sane one here. I am.
How about you're the only
Shush.
one who
Shush.
is crazy because we both
Eden?
hear it.
Eden, move your mic. It stopped. What the hell? Hi, I know that was you. I see your like.
No, that wasn't even intentional. That wasn't intentional. That was me humming to my own song because I have a song stuck in my head. That was not me intentionally trying to fuck with you guys. I swear.
To be fair, at one point it sounded like Rougarou, like the song from South of Midnight. Do
Oh,
any of you know that
yeah.
reference?
Yeah.
The Rougarou, Rougarou. That's what it sounded like for the longest time. I was like, am I just going crazy?
I will say, as
I've
soon
seen-
as Eden said it was a bear with a face, my mind went to Man Bear Pig from
Oh
South
my
Park,
god.
It was you.
and I didn't know if y'all would get that reference or not.
So what I'm gathering is that
We need to speak our mind more,
Oh my god.
because that's what we need in this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
first of all,
Am I the problem?
I'm kidding, but it's like Oh my god. But like, I mean, it's like, what is it? I think it's like, what is it? I was contemplating having.
It was happening again.
I did hear it.
Oh, thank God. Okay, well,
Okay.
this is such a fun
The way that we end these sessions is so interesting to me because they always are like we go roses thorns and then we go off track and then we completely talk about something and then we switch that topic and then we continue to
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps jumping and jumping and jumping and then eventually we're like,
I think we've been on Roses and Thorns for around 20 minutes now.
oh, that's crazy. So okay. So, with that being the case, I had to hide my forehead. I don't know why. I don't know why I moved my hair. So with that being said, we will continue session 5. We'll move on to session 5 on Tuesday. Is just to check, is there any time, anything that you guys need to do, and so you are only available until a certain time?
I mean, I have my typical thing until like 7.
I should be fine.
Don't work on Tuesdays, so I think I'm good.
I mean, I get out at 5, but
So that's
Bless
like
you.
about, bless you. So
yeah,
that's
like
about like,
7.
so 5 for us is about like 7, 8-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
2 hour difference. So it's probably 7, 8-ish. Probably 8. So we'll start like,
Same time.
yeah, we'll start same time. At this point, we might as well be starting. What is it? Might as well be starting at 8 p.m. since it's better. Like,
Look at images.
I see. I love that. I love that you all are making memes. Like, you think that's the one thing I'm gonna? Oh my god.
Member pig.
That's man bear pig.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden's like,
Yeah.
That I'll draw it out for y'all.
What was the picture?
don't you dare.
There's, I think I'm thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender. There was a thing with a person face on it, and so I was just imagining
Yeah,
that.
the
but
face stealer or whatever.
I don't know if it was that. It might have been a different thing.
It's like the god of faces or something.
Well,
in
no, I
Avatar:
know
The
who
Last
you're
Airbender.
talking about, but I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of someone else. But anyways, yeah, I just swapped the body out with that. Maybe I'm thinking of, what is that? Some
I
other
have Rougarou stuck in my head.
some other thing.
But so yeah.
Great session, everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I think we're
Great
done
session.
for
Great
the-
session. Bouquet of roses for y'all because yeah.
Yeah.
If I keep talking, then I'm gonna just ramble on through that
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, well.
So
I have nothing but thorns for you guys. No.
so we will start that session at 8. If that changes, let me know. Please, I beg.
Yes.
And then if you all have any questions, you want to talk about anything you want to add to your character, then I am open ears. My DMs are open. Y'all can text me whenever. Like, I will like feed me the backstories and I will read them. Like, it is my last meal on Earth. So Let me see these real quick before we end. That's so accurate, though. Okay. Okay, but anyway, so goodbye, y'all. Have a good night.
Okay, good night,
ya.
guys.
Good night.